Over 1 million people have already played Blade & Soul. NCSoft announces a brand new MOBA. All that and more. I'm Zach Sharps, and this is Free to Play Weekly. To kick us off this week, a new snow-filled free-to-play sports game hit Steam. Poppermost Productions announced the launch of Snow's open beta, including the introduction of free roam multiplayer, competitive events, and leaderboards. Players, of course, have the option to purchase cosmetic items in this beta, including brand name items from popular brands. Noted is also several premium events that will unlock exclusive rewards that cannot be bought. Snow is slated to launch on both PC and PS4 later this year, but with the open beta live, go ahead and hop on them skis and rack up some style points. The first wave of the Marvel Heroes 2016 initiative is available to download starting this week. Gazillion states that this is the biggest update in the free-to-play action RPG in the last 2 years, but what does it include? Well, you'll see a lot of requested improvements such as controller support, a playable black cat, Steam achievements, and a whole lot more. What more though? This initiative is set to nearly double a good portion of the content, including available heroes, costumes, and pets. Pretty sizable update if you ask me. So you remember that huge hype train regarding NCSoft's free-to-play martial arts MMORPG Blade & Soul? Well, it seems as though that train never lost much fuel because over 1 million people have played the title since launch. John Burns, the Senior Vice President of Publishing at NCSoft West, stated the following: "The sheer enthusiasm, not to mention volume, of North American and European players that have jumped into Blade & Soul since launch has been tremendous. Blade & Soul is one of the most exciting games for Western players in 2016, end quote. As much as 1 million is nice, I feel much more excited for those 2 games that are no longer free to play. Yeah, I'm talking about Black Desert and Albion Online. That said, I have enjoyed Blade & Soul quite a lot, and it seems as though the latest hotfix cured my cursor ailments. Just, I wish it wasn't the standard theme park MMO and was much more, especially with their sexy combat system. Are you guys still playing Blade & Soul? Leave a comment down below. All you haters out there, take your hands off that dislike button and prepare yourself for some old-fashioned statistics. Riot Games' free-to-play MOBA League of Legends was the highest grossing digital game for 2015, at least according to SuperData. They report that 1.6 billion with a B was brought in over the previous calendar year, which is nearly 300 million more than the next best game, Clash of Clans, and 500 more than number 3 game, Crossfire. Other free-to-play games such as World of Tanks racked in 446 million, followed by Lineage at 339 million, MapleStory at 253 million, people still play MapleStory, and Dota 2 at 238 million. That's a lot of money, and it makes Tencent's full acquisition of Riot a much more lucrative buy. Whether or not you like any of the games on this list, as we all know, revenue doesn't necessarily mean that everyone should like the game. There is no denial that because of this revenue, PC gaming as a whole has grown substantially, thus has been taken more seriously by developers worldwide. This of course means more PC games and more importantly, more free-to-play games, especially with a very fair Dota 2 free-to-play system bringing in 238 million. It's time for the question of the week. Last week on the show, I asked, what do you think of John Smedley? A user by the name of Sneaton13 stated the following: "When Smedley was still with Daybreak, he made a lot of promises to the PlanetSide community and followed through on very few, if any. He seems like an honest man with what he wants to do, but unfortunately lacked the follow-through. An unfortunate case of all talk, no game." Thanks for your guys' responses, although there were very few answers regarding the question of the week last week, so let's go ahead and try for a ton this week. This week's question is, if you had a choice between any free-to-play game, which do you think deserves the most revenue? Or do you think multiple should? Make sure to leave your comments down in the comment section below in order to be possibly featured in the next week's episode. And if I had a choice, I'd say Duelist plus Warframe, mainly because I've spent little money in both and I've had a fantastic time. Last up in the news this week, NCSoft is adding an all-new MOBA called Master X Master to their free-to-play lineup. Touting a unique tag system, which will allow players to swap between characters mid-combat, the game already boasts a roster of 30 characters, including characters from pre-existing NCSoft titles like Blade and Soul, Guild Wars 2, and more, allowing the game to have hundreds of master combinations. The game will also offer a variety of both PvE and PvP modes, both containing co-op options. More info is of course promised in the coming months, but that tag system certainly sounds interesting, especially from a balance perspective. You know what also sounds interesting? Giveaways! Yes, they definitely need a nerf. They're too OP. Yes, head on over to MMOBomb.com, check out the giveaways page, bookmark it, and check it daily to ensure that you never miss one. Also be sure to hit up our social media pages, and be sure to follow them to never miss breaking news regarding the free-to-play space. As for myself, signing out until next week's show, my name is Zach Sharps, and I'll catch you guys next time.